Welcome back everyone, Mike McConville here one more time for String Tech Workstations, Stratford, Ontario, Canada. This is a custom Tele. I'm going to go over the details, kind of explain what I did step by step. I'm just on the home stretch. This is what we've got on this Tele. This had the original threaded rod that Leo used on those early Teles, and of course there were 3 saddles, one saddle for 2 strings. Now the issue with that, of course, is you can never really tune the guitar. So we have gone with the waveform brass saddles, and the guitar is now perfectly intonated. So the bridge is intonated. I'm just in the process of doing the nut. These 2 outside screws need to be taken down. I'm going to do that next. I actually ordered 2 sets of these replacement saddles just to have another extra set on hand. So what I'm doing here is I'm reducing the height of those so the screws are not sticking into the customer's palm when he rests his palm on the bridge. So with the second set of saddles, I'm just bringing you in to show you what I did, how I reduced the size of those screws. I'm doing 2 screws at a time. Basically held the protruding ends of the screws up against the edge sander and took down the height. Verify those to make sure we got what we needed. Okay, let's give those a test run. Good, that's looking good. Get this guy out. It was worth ordering that extra set. I mean, I want them on hand anyway because it's kind of an obvious thing to do to a Tele. It's either in tune or it's not. This way the intonation lines up perfectly. So I'll tuck these full-length screws back into the other set and we'll be good for the next Tele, because you never know how much you're going to need to take off to get these to line up. Now the other thing that I needed to do with this guitar was, once the action was dropped down to where it should be, it'll play smooth as silk now, this pickup was so loose it was just rattling in place. So I ended up pulling the bridge off and extending the height of the surgical tubing to increase the tension on the pickup mounting screws so that the pickup is good and solid. It's not rattling or slopping around now, that's for sure. It's rock solid, fully adjustable. I'm ready to put strings on now, and I've got this 7.5-inch radius self-adjusting gauge that we can use to set the guitar up, and I'll show you that as I do it. So we are ready for strings. I am still a sucker for a Tele after all these years. One of the first electric guitars I owned, and I still get excited. This one's especially nice with the rosewood fingerboard and the bound body, tobacco burst. No skunk stripe up the back of this neck, solid maple on the back of the neck. Flip it over and show you. So we're going with 10 to 46. Concert pitch. We're on to the compensated nut. got the single string tree for the top two strings, so this G needs lots of extra wind to hold it down tight into the slot. This is how this gauge works. There's a low density piece of foam on the underside of that radiused pine piece, and I've raised the middle four strings so that they are not touching. I've adjusted the two outside strings to the action and where it should be. So now all I'm doing is just dropping down those middle four strings until they touch. Well, here we go again, you know, the beautiful simplicity of the Telecaster design. Undisputable. It's just, it's all there. Leo got it right that first time through. It's really kind of amazing. So we're going to plug this in a second, so I'll just bring you in for a kind of closer look. And this is the compensated nut for 10 to 46 strings at concert pitch. These are the waveform solid brass saddles that have been intonated and calibrated in combination with the compensated nut to get this thing to tune flawlessly. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, I did add some extensions to the surgical tubing for the bridge pickup mounts to firm it up, because it was actually just slopping around loose in the cavity. And of course you can see that this is a bound Telecaster, so it's a custom shop. I'll just flip it over, you can see the back of the headstock. And here is the timeless Tele headstock, Clouson tuners. No skunk stripe on this one. It's our bridge plate, and there's that lovely bound body again. The back gives you a really good look at that full burst. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, enough talk. Let's plug this thing in. So I've looped a progression here. Again. I have my ME25 Boss on this, the Boston stop I call it. You'll understand why when you hear it. So I looped those two lines, the chords and then that melody I was just playing. I'm going to let that play, and then I'm going to leave it in this mode, which is basically thirds, and then blow over top of that.